Hi, I'm Mike from 1A Auto. We've been selling auto parts for over 30 years.
In this video, we will be removing and replacing a wiper transmission in a 2008 Subaru Outback. If you need this part or other parts for your vehicle, click the link in the description and head over to 1aauto.com. So before we take the wiper arms off, we're going to want to mark where the old blades are. So you can use a dry eraser marker, or like a piece of chalk or a crayon would work. Just something that you can mark and then wipe off. Do the same with this one. Just put a little mark there. So when you put it back, you know that's where the blades should be on the windshield. I'm going to pull this cover off right here. I'm going to use a 90 pick and pry up underneath. And it'll release. Do the same for this one. You could use a flat blade screwdriver as well. Pull those covers off. I'm going to take this nut off. We're going to use a 14mm socket, an extension, and a ratchet. Break it free, and then you can use just the socket and the extension. Pull that nut out. To pull this arm up, I'm just going to wiggle it back and forth, push down and pull up, and the whole arm should come out. Now I'm going to take this one off, the same 14mm socket, extension and a ratchet. Break it free and then twist it off. Pull the arm up and do the same. Grab it, push and pull. There's the wiper arm. Next we're going to take these push clips up. So there's one right there, there's these three right there. For this one right here, we're going to use a trim tool. We sell these at 1aauto.com. I'm just going to pry underneath the panel, pry up, just to pop that out. These little ones, I'm going to use a right angle pick just to get underneath. You release the top part, and then the rest of it pulls up. And we're doing the same for the other side. Pop that up. So next we're going to take our trim tool and come under here, and we're going to pop this up. There's some clips that hold it on underneath. Just like this. There's a clip under here. I'm going to pull that up and out of the way. And same with this side. So there's the clip that pops this up, and then this slides out from under the fender. Now I'm going to pull the cowl cover off. All right, before we pull this off, you want to make sure the key is not in the car and nothing is on, because you could hurt yourself if this motor starts turning or anything. There is potential to get fingers caught and stuff. So make sure that's all set. Then we're going to disconnect the electrical connector. Under here, there's a little push to release the connector. Push up and then pull it out, just like that. Once that's out, we can take our trim tool, disconnect this right here, this push retainer. There we go. Next, we're going to use a 10mm socket, an extension, and a ratchet. We'll take these 4 bolts out. Once all the bolts are out, we can grab the transmission, pull it up. And twist it a little bit and pull it out. All right, so before we take the wiper motor off of this transmission, we have to index where the motor is going to go in relation to these bars. And we'll have to take that nut off, but I just want to make sure with a felt tip pen, there's a little arrow right here on this arm, and what I'm going to do is make a mark on the shaft of the motor going like that, so that I can know where the mark is, and then down on the motor I know it's almost on this little area, but it's not quite. So I'm gonna make another mark right there. And that's where we will index the motor when we go to put the new one on. So I'm gonna take this nut off, but I don't want this arm to spin. So I'm gonna use a large adjustable. Stick that on the arm. And then I'm going to use a 17mm wrench. I'm going to take this off while I'm holding the arm. A screwdriver and get up under this washer, pull that up. Now to get this up, I can try to wiggle it up. It's not coming out, so I can try prying it up this way. I'm going to use a pry bar and just pry up under here, just like that. I can go back and forth, and that will come up. Next, I'm going to take these 2 10mm bolts off. I'm going to use a 10mm socket and a ratchet. Pull that bolt out. And we'll pull that bolt out. Wiggle this off. There's a little bit of corrosion on ours, so it was a little tricky getting it off, but that's how it comes off. As you can see, this is our old wiper transmission. This is our new wiper transmission from 1aauto.com. As you can see, the mounting holes are in the same location. These arms are in the same spots. All this is the same. You flip it over. these little safety things come off so that they don't damage the threads. This is where the wiper arms mount. These are the same. You will need to tighten these up. Your motor is going to go right here. One thing to keep in mind when you get your wiper transmission, if these arms, when you're holding it like this, you want to move this arm so that it goes down. Otherwise, the wipers will not work properly. Get yours at 1aauto.com and you'll be ready to rock and roll. All right, so we're going to install our motor. What we want to do is take these nuts off these bolts. I'm going to use a 10mm wrench and a 10mm socket and ratchet. I'll take these off. I'm just going to pull the nuts off. I'm not going to pull the bolts out. Pull this one off. So we're going to slide this wiper motor over here. And I'm going to start tightening these bolts up underneath here. Use the ratchet and the 10mm. Snug these up. You can also snug these other ones up over here. Snug this one up as well. All right, so on this arm right here, I want to make a mark. You can use like a ruler or just a straight piece of paper. I'm going to go straight down, and that is going to line up with my line on my motor. So when I go to put this down, I'm going to twist it this way, install it there. And that will make sure that the motor is in the correct location. And I will take my nut, put that on. I will take my adjustable pliers so that I can hold the arm, and then use my 17mm wrench and tighten this down. Tighten that snug, and it should be indexed properly. Okay, to reinstall this, we're gonna slide it in like this. Slide the motor down a little bit. Put it like that. Now we'll take our bolts. We're gonna get them all started before we tighten them down. Start tightening these down one at a time. Because these are in rubber grommets, these really don't tighten down. You just want to snug them up a little bit. Just like that. Next we're going to connect our electrical connector. Remember to keep clear of the mechanical mechanism because you don't want to hurt your fingers. It's going to go in with the skinny side to the top, the clip on the bottom, just like that. Push our push clip back in there. Holds the wire there. Some of these clips may fall off. You're going to reinstall these clips on the cowl up here. Twist this around. And go over. You don't want to go over the wiper transmission. Line all this stuff up. Start pushing it down. Line this up. Push this push pin down there. Do the same on this side. Line this up. Push this push pin down here. We can take these and insert them over here. Go under the fender first and push that down. Do the same on this side. Go under the fender, push that down. Next we're going to install these push pins. You want this top part to be up a little bit. Install the bottom part, then you can push it down, just like that. Same with this one. Oops. Sometimes you can push the lower part of the clip in first, and then push the upper part in, like that. And install them on this side as well. Push it down. We're going to push these in that are on the weather stripping. Get these locked down in. Next we're going to install our wiper arm. Put that on. We're going to line it up with our marks that we made earlier. Right there. Install our nut for the wiper arm. This is our 14mm socket and extension. Tighten this down. We're going to torque these to 14 foot-pounds. We'll take this one, we install this one over here. Make sure that lines up with our marks over there. Snug this down with the ratchet, and then we'll torque it. 14 foot-pounds. I'm going to hold the arm while I'm torquing it. Put the covers back on. I'm going to slide this down into the groove. Press it down. Same with this one. Slide it in. Push it down. Then we'll close the hood. I'll turn the key on and test them. We want to make sure that it's not coming off the edge of the windshield and that they're not hitting each other. And we'll test them on high. Works on high. And it goes back to park.
Thanks for watching. Visit us at oneauto.com for quality auto parts, fast and free shipping, and the best customer service in the industry.